It's time again for another installment of The Basics, and on today's show I'm getting back to the Star Trek card game because I've recently noticed I haven't done a full episode on the Cardassians as an affiliation. So that's what I'm going to get into today and show you why they're such a good affiliation for a deck and how you can build your deck using the cards available. As someone who actually did have a Cardassian deck put together for a very long time in the Star Trek card game, I can tell you they're a very worthwhile affiliation to base a deck around. And whereas in terms of the Deep Space Nine expansions that you have a useless affiliation almost like the Bajorans, the Cardassians pretty much have everything you want in an affiliation to build a deck. There are several good missions that complement Cardassian decks. I've only shown you 4 here, like Search for Rebels, Security Briefing, Bioweapon Ruse, Survey Star System, which is a Gamma Quadrant mission. They complement in terms of the attributes needed to accomplish the mission and what your Cardassian personnel will already have to be able to complete the mission. And that leads me to show you some of the personnel you can get. Guys like Jural, who is a universal card but has a command icon. He's an officer that also has astrophysics and full science. Garrick, which is an Alter-Universe promo card. Civilian that has security, computer skill, honor, and he can replace anyone selected to die. Tekeni Gamor is a VIP with a command staff. Leadership ×2, honor ×2. That is huge on a lot of joint missions. Gotran Padar, a VIP that has diplomacy, leadership, and geology. That comes in handy on certain missions. Bohika has the additional skills of engineer, cybernetics, smuggling, and greed. Goma Set, diplomacy, honor, and medical, in addition to being an officer. And a lot of the Cardassian personnel are like this. They have that secondary major skill. Whereas Denar here, he's an officer that has navigation ×2 as well as engineer and astrophysics. Lamech is a great card. Hogue is a civilian that has a wealth of attributes. Elim Garrick, which also has Obsidian Order. And Damar, which has a lot of skills, including the extra engineer. So a lot of their personnel are like this. They have those extra attributes that you need on your ships to attempt the missions or put them in away teams. And in terms of their ships, the Galler class type ships like the Kraxin, the Prakesh, and the Aldara, they all start off in terms of range, weapons, and shields, usually 878 or 887, which is actually a decent ship to start off with. Then you have the Keldon, which is 888 across the board. And if you're lucky enough to have the Keldon Advanced, which is a universal card, 9, 10, and 9. That is a hell of a good ship. But you have to have Obsidian Order in the crew, otherwise it's all -3 on those attributes. So you have to think about that. But overall, the Cardassians make a very, very strong deck in this game. And I'd recommend anyone who is more towards using Deep Space Nine as their decks is to use the Cardassians. You can't really go wrong with the Cardassians. The only drawback to building a Cardassian deck is something I've already mentioned, and that is making sure that you have Obsidian Order in some of your personnel. It comes in handy to attempt certain missions and to use certain vessels. Aside from that, especially if you use artifact cards that are some of the orbs, you can have a pretty powerful Cardassian deck that can take on anybody. Save the Borg, of course, but it's a very good affiliation to use. And you have the bonus of using the Gamma Quadrant as well. So stock a couple Bajoran wormhole doorways, put some Gamma Quadrant missions. A lot of fun going on there. That's all for today. Have a great day.